Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a great day. I'm so glad you're joining me. Well, I have a fun birthday card to share with you. We're using some items from Waffle Flower Crafts, and we're using some old and the new. The newest is the balloon here. This is called the balloon cluster. It creates a large cluster. Now, if you like larger cards like A6, A7s, this die is for you. Let me show you on an A2 panel. You can see it's bigger than an A2 panel, so it's great for larger size cards. It's great for all size cards actually, slimlines, mini slimlines. It's a universal balloon die. And then there's these balloons that you can layer on top, but there's also a stencil. If you don't like to layer, you can add color with the stencil. And there's some confetti too that's part of the stencil that we're going to be using. We're going to do a little bit of die cutting and ink blending today with this, and then I always want to throw in some kind of confetti with my birthday cards, and so today we're going to do a Tina twist and throw in some different kind of confetti, which I think will have the recipient smiling. Okay, the other three items that we're using, I found my cloud stencil. We're going to be using this to create a cloudy background, and then this is actually from Waffle Flower. It's called the Cloudy Skies stencil, and then my A2 stitch rectangles. If you need a rectangle die set, I think this is like a perfect one because it's inside and out. When you cut it out, there's stitch detail on the inside and outside of your panel, so it's kind of no waste. We'll be using this. And then for my birthdays, I'm using the, I don't even know what this one is called, the Sweet Birthday Sentiments. I've had this for a while, but I thought we would add birthday greeting with this. This is a set, so it has a coordinating die. Let's jump in and do a little bit of die cutting. Okay, this is the balloon. It is larger, so I'm bringing in a larger piece of white cardstock, and we'll cut this out. And then using some colorful cardstock colors, I have a teal, a yellow, green, and pink. We're going to die cut. Now, I'm going to use these to cut out some of the balloons here, and we will just mix and match them. Maybe we'll put a teal. Okay, I'll do several sets of these, and I'll do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to put our dies away, and then we're going to grab our stencil. Now this part you could probably skip, but if you want extra dimension, it's nice to have a color behind it. Okay, now for this balloon, we'll do some orange. I'm using my Simon Says Stamp inks. This is coral. And I'm just going to add some color here. Okay, while I'm at it, I'm going to take the same ink and using the die cut balloon, which is the same color that we're going to use for here, I'm going to add some shading to this. Like that. Just, I like to do it on one side. Next color would be this balloon, and I'm bringing in some pink ink. This is Sweets. And we'll add some color here. And I'll do the same thing. We'll ink the side here. That's all good. And then with this balloon, I'm going to use pink too. For this balloon, I'm going to be using my honey ink, and we'll go ahead and add some color here. And then I'll take my yellow balloon that I die cut out with yellow cardstock. We're going to add some color. And then there's one more balloon at the bottom, and I think I'm going to bring back my pink, and we'll color this in pink. Now this part of the stencil is all done. What we can do is wipe this off, and then we can switch over to our next layer. I love how easy this is. So if you like one layer cards, I think this was going to work out great. Okay, for this balloon, let's do yellow. Now we need some green. I'm going to bring in green for this one and this one. We'll do 2 green balloons. Okay, and I'm using field ink. I tried to go with a one color darker than my cardstock, just so it stands out. There we go. And then we'll do these balloons. I got a little green on my yellow, but it's going to be covered anyway, so I'm not worried about it. For this balloon, I think we're going to do an orange. I'm trying to evenly space them. And then I have 2 balloons left. There's only 1 balloon on this stencil. I'm going to bring in my ocean ink, which is a teal. Let's go ahead and add color here. And now that's all the coloring for this stencil. We're going to remove this. It's so bright and cherry. Okay, and then we're going to bring in our stencil number 2. There's the last balloons up here on the top. We're going to add this. Just add a little color. Okay. And then our stencil and all of our single balloons are all done. Now, if you wanted to add highlights to the balloons here, you could do it with the stencil here. We're not going to use the highlights, but I do like the confetti. We're going to use that. Okay, let's take this. And then what I'm going to do is bring in some foam tape. And we're going to layer our die cut balloons right over the top. And when I layer them, I do want to offset it just a little bit. You see how I'm offsetting it just a little bit. It's going to make it look a little bit more fuller. I'm just finishing up, and this is actually really fun. Okay, and we'll put our last one. There we go. So this is what it looks like now. It does have a lot of dimension to it, but not very much bulk. Wonderful. Okay, let's create our cloud background next. I have an A2 panel of cardstock. We're going to create an entire background here. And all we do to create our cloudy background is add ink. Let me show you. I'm using my Cadet. And add your stencil. And then just add a little bit of color here. Okay, and then I'm going to flip mine around. And then we're going to add another layer. And you just keep flipping it. Flip it around. You can add another layer. I love doing this in rainbow order. You see how it creates glide? I'm just going to continue until my entire background is filled in. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of stamping and die cutting. Let's stamp our greeting. For today's card, I'm going to use the greeting that says "Sending birthday wishes across the miles." I'm using my VersaFine Claire. We'll stamp here. Lovely. And then I'll use the coordinating die to cut it out. I think that looks really fun. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this out with the coordinating die, and then I'm also, while I'm at it, going to take my stitch rectangles. I want to create a frame, and to do this it's really easy. I'll bring in some white cardstock, and using the 3rd and the 4th rectangle die, I'm going to layer them together, and then I will cut this out, creating a frame. Okay, so when I die cut it out, look, this is the frame I'm going to use. It has double stitch detail. I'm loving this. Okay, and then you have the stitch detail on the negative piece, which makes a great panel for our card, and then you have stitch detail on the inside piece. So there is absolutely no waste, which I love, and you can't go wrong. I did pop this up with foam tape, so this is ready to go. And then I did pop up my greeting with some foam tape too. Now to put the card together, before we put the card together, I'm going to take my cloudy sky and then I'm going to bring back my balloon stencil. And we're going to add some sparkle. Now I'm going to have my balloon. My idea is to have the balloon, we're going to do a little chopping. I want it off the side here, like this. And I want some sparkle around it. Or maybe we can go at an angle. Maybe we'll go at an angle. Yeah, I think we'll go at an angle like this. So I'm going to take my stencil, kind of line it up here. And then I'm going to add some sparkle. I'm going to bring in my spatula. Now this sparkle paste, you know, I promise you I haven't used this in about a year. And it's still great. Which I thought would be all dried up, but I got lucky. Sparkle, the Glimmer paste will dry clear, but it has an iridescent tint to it. So it's just gonna add sparkle. And it does dry pretty quick. Okay. So I'm just going to remove this. We should have some fun. Actually, now I'm going to remove this. We should have some fun sparkle in the background that will go around the edge of our balloons. Let me show you. Just little details like that make a big difference. I'm going to take this to the sink real quick and I'll wash this off. I'll be right back. Now, my frame's ready to go. We're going to go ahead. This does take a little bit of time to dry, but I'm going to continue. I'm going to center this. I always like putting frames on the card. It makes it just look so whimsical. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my balloons. Okay, anything overhanging, of course I'm going to trim off, but you could see how easily this would work with an Ace 5x7 card. It probably work so great. I'm just going to trim off what's overhanging. Of course, if this was a 5x7, you wouldn't have to do this. There we go. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and add my greeting. Okay, now for finishing touches, I'm bringing in, I wanted some kind of extra color to my balloons. Okay, and so I went through, I didn't want to use matching sequins, and then I thought about adding my liquid pearls, just adding some dots, since I have liquid pearls in pretty much the similar colors. I thought I could do that, okay, but then I was going through my my shaker little bin and I saw these. Now these had the perfect colors. What these are little fishes. I call them fishes. I know it's plural is fish, but I call them fishes. It's one of my kids. Okay, so, but look how cute these are. Little fish. And they were like the perfect color. So I thought, just to make this a little playful, we will put some little fish on the coordinating colors of balloons. Maybe just 1 or 2 or 3. I thought that would, and I'm using my Glaze and glue because it will dry clear. And then we have this cute little clay fish that we can add to each of the balloons. And I just think this is going to be so cute. Because and you know I like to do things original. I like to do them, you know, the Tina way. So I know nobody has balloons with fish in it. But I think it's going to be adorable. There are different sizes of fish too, which are so cute. Okay. I just think it looks so cute. Okay, that is, I mean, you know, I do like to do things a little different that nobody else has done, and I'm pretty sure nobody has put fish on balloons before. But don't they look so cute? Okay, I'm going to bring in my Glaze glue once more, and we're going to add some little water droplets above the fish. The bubbles there, a little extra sparkle in the background. It's hard to see on camera, but it's really does have that extra sparkle. And then, again, this will be great on a 5x7. Let me bring in a 5x7. I'll show you. I have a 5x7 card here. Okay, all you would do is extend the cloudy background. You know, maybe extend it in 3/4 of an inch. Put your frame in the middle, and you wouldn't have to cut off the balloons because this would be in the middle, this one at least, and then these would go right to the edge here. So 5x7 cards would be fabulous with this set too. I just love it. But I hope this gives you a little bit of inspiration, a little break from the Halloween and the fall cards. And we all need birthday cards, right? And this one's sure to send smiles. Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.